If then, however, life forms appear and want to bring changes and alterations into and beyond these works, then they are only of a fraudulent form and are malicious lies. The truth is never subject to changes and innovations, because it is constantly in the absolute of all times and all spaces. It is the task of each more highly developed life form to stand alongside less developed forms with help and responsible measure, to influence the evolution in the appropriate strength. This obligation is incumbent on all life forms of all universes, because it is based within a creational law. And when we are here now from what to you is a foreign universe, this obligation is also incumbent upon us equally with the earth human, so for that reason, at a given time, we will enter into official contact with more of this universe's own non-terrestrial and highly developed life forms. But this will first be that far along in some years to come, when I return to my universe, after which then another contact will be taken up with you. As already highly developed life forms, we have recognized very many things in this your own universe which require an alteration. In particular, on this world, things are done which are on a very dangerous course. Earth humanity is entering into the age of technical knowledge and technical development, as well as the time of coming computer and gene technology, but through many kinds of factors, knowledge and development will be unconsciously or consciously maliciously disturbed, especially through wrong ideologies whose multiple misleading, enslaving, humiliating or exploitative consequences affect the people. A boundless lust for power is characteristic of all terrestrial ideologies, and the actual goal embodiment of everything exists in the acquisition of control. Ideology means the greatest and most dangerous power for the acquisition of control, which, as a rule, almost without exception, is striven for by all directions of faith, insofar as they are aligned religiously or as a secret society, scientifically, pseudo-scientifically, politically, militarily or fanatically, and so forth. It is unquestionable that many terrestrial governments become religiously steered and led, or at least subject to a certain religious influence. And likewise through these governments, on the other hand, independently constant efforts, on a political basis, will be undertaken so that the side can seize control over the people. These reciprocal malicious efforts have always led again and again to acts of war and other deadly excesses, whereby, over all times, innumerable human lives were destroyed. The knowledge of the new time was developed only for the purpose of the acquisition of a certain control, whereby the well-being of the earth human was often only incidental. As a rule, the human adapted all his developments and inventions into deadly weapons. He forced the foundation stones of life into dangerous explosives, in order to convert these foundation stones of life into a deadly weapon. And already, in the shortest time, the earth human will hurry out of his atmosphere with manned rocket projectiles. Soon already, the time will also be here in which he enters Earth's satellites and speaks great deceitful words of peace and love. However, they will be only words of deception, because the sense of those Earth people, who carry these words into outer space, thirsts only in invincible greed for power and rule of outer space. Their words will only be wicked lies and intrigues, feigning peace, in order to deceive genuinely peaceful life forms and bring them into servitude. Religions and politics of the earth work together in these things and shrink from no intrigue-filled means at all in order to achieve their power-hungry goals. Earth humanity has achieved a high standing of technical evolution, however, really only in regard to the technical and that which pertains to a purely material understanding. The evolution in terms of the spiritual and of the consciousness was, however, until now, maliciously disadvantaged and neglected and displaced by the worldly and material. The result was that many kinds of evil things could grow, and degenerated into fanaticism. Thereby, false terrestrial religions are to name as the worst factors by which all reality and truth is denied and condemned. In this respect, the earth must be described as unique in all areas of the universe known to us, and on all worlds known to us, as a carrier of such degenerated and real ideologies. Such insane ideologies and religions do not exist anywhere else as they rage here on this earth. The terrestrial ideologies, and actual sects and religions in particular, as well as the terrestrial power political machinations, have become a danger which spreads out slowly and fatally. Were it not enough that spacefaring races, through the terrestrial ideological and religious insanity, all really shifted 3 of their homeland planets into a power, which then had to be brought back under control by outside powers, the Earth human also drives his world and the entire solar system dangerously close to destruction. Less than 1,130 Earth years ago, 3 races capable of space travel, from far galaxies of this universe, dispatched their expedition ships, and advanced to the Earth. They explored his world with small scout craft, and also made contact with priestly Earth humans, secretly and unrecognized, in order not to spread terror and angst. They heard and learned from the Earth humans the insanity of their ideologies and religions, and suddenly they believed themselves to be disadvantaged and falsely led in their own philosophy of creation and in their own evolution of consciousness and spirit. As a life form still very spiritually underdeveloped in consciousness, the Earth humans are able to throw these foreign life forms into doubt, and to sow discord among them. Yet, was that any wonder then, if it is considered that very highly developed life forms from foreign galaxies visit the Earth, and here suddenly are instructed that they, as a race which has developed very far, are to have been disadvantaged by creation, because, allegedly, creation personally made itself known to a still very underdeveloped race, and they themselves, as a much higher life form, were passed over. Where was the blame to be found here, that creation created its only begotten Son, and transferred him to earth to a poor, underdeveloped people, and did not create this only begotten Son for the much higher developed life forms? Thus this insane information was spread on 3 distant worlds, and announced to the races, which had, for thousands of years, lived in peace, love and in complete harmony among themselves, and with all forms of life. The insanity of the terrestrial religions was taken up by scientists, and further expeditions were sent to Earth in order to work for years to investigate all required religious facts. After the return of these expeditions, it was concluded, after exact clarifications, that all peoples would be instructed according to the terrestrial Christian religion, and indeed, in all matters,